Okay, so welcome. Hey, we're going to go through the process of sales order entry. I'm going to try to show you how to use a lookup function to find customers, addresses, go through the sales order entry process. So what you're seeing here on the screen is the new ERP system. We're going to open that and we're going to get started here just shortly. So objectives today are going to be lookup function, sales order entry, create new sales order, enter item information into the lines, which creates the sales order, and print order acknowledgement and picking slip. And that should finish out. This should be really quick, but we'll see. So here we go, new ERP1 system. There's a couple different ways to get to that, of course, right? If you remember the run codes in the current system, you got the OE, so you can go here. See where the mouse is right here, and you can go OE and enter, and it'll open up the sales order entry. Over here on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got your recent programs. You can click here, and it'll open up, of course, sales order entry. Orders, and somewhere in here, sales order entry. So there's three different ways to access the sales order entry. But now once you get to the sales order entry, what do I do now? Well, here you're going to enter the order, of course, right? So let's look up how do I use the, you're familiar, I think, with the F2 function key. Now we've got the F1. So if we were going to look up a customer, but you can see the default cursor is here, so I'm going to F1. I'm going to look up, I think it's Bob's Burgers. There we go. So I typed in Bob and hit enter, or I can type in Bob and hit the go. Remember, go means to search. Just keep that in mind. So there are some shortcut keys and some other things you need to know. But that'll come later as you get time. But I just want to go through this order entry process. So Bob's Burgers is my customer. I double clicked on that with my mouse, and now I'm going to hit enter. Now it's going to come over to the ship to. You can see that focus came to the ship to. I'm going to hit F1 here because Bob has a couple of different addresses in there. This number 3 address is a direct shipped, not direct ship, but a blind ship. So if I was to select this one and hit enter, it's going to put a check mark in the blind ship box. So just keep in mind of that, okay? So come back over here. I'm going to hit F1. F1 takes me to the search, and I'm going to use the first address. Okay. Now, and it says that's a residential. Okay, so I put that mark as residential. Now what it does do next is goes over to the order class, which it's order class is a default autofill, and you can F1 here if you want to change the order class. You're doing different drop ships. Remember, F1 is a search. I can hit the escape key to go back, but I'm going to leave it to F1W means from the warehouse. All right. So far so good, right? Notice that auto-filled the wanted date. This should be 2 weeks from today, and that's set up via the customer information and all that stuff. So the customer PO, if I have it, I can go ER5492. Date ordered today, entered by the salesperson, cancel date. Also, and then some of the other fields here as you go down to the list. I hit enter by the terms code. You can F1 this and change it if need be, but that is pulled over. That information on the term code is pulled over from the customer setup. So just keep that in mind, okay? You got the ship via account if you have the customer's information. Again, F1. But most of this should be set up. If it's not, you just let us know and I'll change it for you. All right, and there's some other things in here which we're not going to get all that detail today. Now remember, over here, we're going to look on this side. It says ship complete. I want you to know that that allocates the items in stock and will not print or prompt to print ticket until the order is 100%. Complete or all line items fully committed with stock. So we're going to leave all that alone for today, and simply just going in to create the order. Now go to the lines, and here it is. I'm going to put in my first item number. I'm going to hit enter. It's going to ask me for quantity of how many. I'm going to do 50, enter. My next line item, I want to do 50 of those, enter. And I think I've got one more item number. There we go, and I'm going to do 25 of these. Okay, so we went through the process. We created the header information. So you've got the header information, which is this piece, the line information, which is your detail information. Now, let's just say, for example, right here on this item, let's look at right-click this, and I'm going to do a drill to item inquiry. I'm going to hit the go button, and look what it tells me: on hand, available, units. If there's a sub, it'll give me that information. All right, so, and you notice it opens up a tab, so you can go back to this tab, or I can go back to this tab. Woohoo, right? It makes it a lot easier. Now, so we're say there's any other information we need to put in here. You can look at the totals, committed GP, order GP, all that fun stuff. But for today, this is just simply wanted to show you how to create a new sales order in the system. Now, once you've got everything in here and change it, whatever you got to do, and you got your lines, go up here and hit the accept. Gets your order number, hit OK. And I'm going to hit this to screen, and this should print a picking slip. Notice now it's, you'll see this term throughout the system called manifest number. And if you see that, don't worry, it's just a way to say, hey, that's an order number, okay? Okay. So you'll see that it'll say order number, but sometimes it'll translate to manifest number, and it adds a -0001. Close that, and now you go, and you're done. So now the only thing is we need that order out the door, right?